Good evening. A multiple sclerosis sufferer from Sussex is flying to Serbia tomorrow to pay £10,000 for stem cell treatment after he was refused it on the NHS.
Patrick van Benthem from Eastbourne says there's an 80% chance of the treatment halting his decline and possibly reversing the damage already done.
But MS experts say patients should be cautious about paying for stem cell treatments overseas. John Ryle has our report.
He has primary progressive multiple sclerosis, the most serious type, and for 10 years he's been prescribed drugs to minimise its impact. But in the last year, the disease, which attacks the central nervous system, has hit him hard.
Now, the steroids are no good, they do nothing for me now. And my right foot, I can't raise it, can't raise my leg, can't do that with my right leg. And now, in the last few months, this arm has gone, completely numb. And it's just horrible to live with it, and I thought, time I did something about it.
Patrick's neurologist at King's College Hospital had him assessed for NHS stem cell treatment. But it was refused because, says Patrick, he had not declined enough to meet the criteria for the therapy.
Seems crazy because I would sooner have it now, before I start going downhill further, before I vegetate, and then they say, oh yeah, you fit the criteria now, you can come and have it. That's it.
So after lengthy research, he's bypassing the NHS and paying £10,000 for stem cell treatment at a clinic in Serbia run by a Swiss medical company.
They put me in touch with people who'd had the treatment and who'd come out the other end, and with positive results. So I thought, right, I'm going to go for it.
One of the people he spoke to was Sean Lawrence, who has the same type of MS as Patrick and has paid the same company for the same treatment.
An hour after I'd had my first lot of stem cells, I was lying on the bed, flat on the bed, and usually I would not be able to lift my right leg off the bed. An hour later, I was lying on the bed and I was able to lift my right leg straight up to the ceiling and back down again. At this point, I broke down into tears and I cried. To me, it's changed my life. It's given me my life back. It's made me feel 50 again instead of 80.
But MS experts say patients decline stem cell treatment by the NHS should think carefully before spending thousands of pounds overseas.
And the majority of treatments that are used for stem cells in MS are still at the experimental phase, which means that we don't know enough yet about the benefits and the risks.
For Patrick, though, the flight to Serbia offers some hope of progress when staying here sentences him to further decline. John Ryle, ITV News, Eastbourne.
A patient who travelled from Sussex to Serbia for pioneering treatment for multiple sclerosis says the results are very encouraging, but MS experts warn patients should be cautious paying for stem cell treatments in other countries.
Well, ITV Meridian first featured Patrick van Benthem from Eastbourne in December before he paid £10,000 for stem cell treatment, a therapy he wasn't eligible for on the NHS. And we return to see his progress tonight. Sarah Saunders has our report.
Patrick van Benthem climbs the stairs before and after stem cell treatment for multiple sclerosis. Having decided to travel to Serbia and pay for the therapy, which was not possible on the NHS, he says he already has improved mobility. He can climb the stairs faster and with more ease.
There's definitely more movement in my right leg, which was the problem before. Now, I'm not thinking that I'm going to be back playing football before long, or, going back up ladders and starting the business up again. But if it slows the progression or even stops the progression, that'll be obviously a big bonus.
Patrick has primary progressive MS, the most serious type, and for 10 years he's been taking drugs to minimise its impact. After finding he wasn't eligible for stem cell treatment on the NHS, he decided he had nothing to lose and travelled with his friend Steve to a centre in Belgrade, run by a Swiss medical company.
Give us the opportunity to use donor stem cells, like, for example, bone marrow donor stem cells or umbilical cord stem cells.
Here, the patient's system is flooded with stem cells, which have been shown to restore myelin, the fatty coating around nerve cells destroyed by MS. Patrick opted to travel abroad for this treatment, while he felt he was still able to do so.
But if he'd got to that next level, to come back from that would be pretty well impossible, because his muscle would have wasted, etc. So now is the time to do it.
Patrick feels he now has improved mobility in his badly affected right leg. But the type of treatment he underwent is still considered experimental in the UK. Experts warn people should think carefully before paying for expensive treatments overseas.
Stem cell treatment holds a lot of hope for some people with MS, but very importantly, not all types of stem cell therapy are the same. So we do have one type available here in the UK, but many others are still at the experimental phase, and this means there's more to learn about the risks and the benefits. So if anyone is considering stem cell therapy here in the UK or abroad, we'd always encourage them to speak to their neurologist and find out as much information as they can.
Patrick's due to return to the clinic next month for further treatment. For him, it offers the chance of holding the disease back when the alternative is further decline. Sarah Saunders, ITV News.